हाँ जी, आज अपन पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में कम्यूटेशन सर्किट्स पढ़ रहे हैं। कम्यूटेशन वैसे तो अपन कम्यूटेशन सर्किट जब पढ़ेंगे जब चॉपर और इन्वर्टर्स पढ़ेंगे, लेकिन फर्स्ट चैप्टर में भी कुछ कम्यूटेशंस के बारे में बेसिक इंफॉर्मेशन आपको होनी चाहिए, बेसिक आइडिया होना चाहिए कि कम्यूटेशन होता क्या है और कैसे अपन कम्यूटेशन को करते हैं और कम्यूटेशन का मीनिंग क्या होता है और कम्यूटेशन क्यों रिक्वायर्ड होता है, ये कम्यूटेशन का मीनिंग क्या होता है, ये कम्यूटेशन होता क्या है, ये कम्यूटेशन कब जरूरत होती है। तो ये कम्यूटेशन दो टाइप के होते हैं, वन है नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन एंड सेकेंड इज फोर्स कम्यूटेशन। नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन एंड फोर्स कम्यूटेशन। कम्यूटेशन बेसिकली दो टाइप से होते हैं, नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन एंड फोर्स कम्यूटेशन। नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन मीन्स जो है कोई भी एक डिवाइस है उसमें यदि वोल्टेज ऐसे नेचुरली नेगेटिव में जाता है तो क्या है कि उसमें यदि कोई भी अपन यदि there is a SCR is connected in a circuit and the voltage is having the negative cycle, when this negative cycle appears across the SCR, so SCR will be naturally get turned off due to this negative cycle. This portion of the negative cycle, this portion of the cycle, the SCR is in the reverse bias. So in the reverse bias, automatically it get be turned off. So the getting the turn off process is known as commutation. Commutation means SCR को ऑफ करने का जो प्रोसेस होता है, SCR को करंट कम करने का और बंद करने का जो प्रोसेस होता है उसको कम्यूटेशन कहते हैं। कम्यूटेशन मीन्स टू डिक्रीजिंग द करंट एंड टर्न ऑफ द SCR इन नॉन एज कम्यूटेशन। तो नेचुरली क्या होता है कि जब यदि इनपुट में AC सोर्स हुआ तो SCR को यदि अपन ऑन करेंगे यहाँ पे यदि SCR को ऑन करेंगे फायर करके, गेट पल्स देके फायरिंग करेंगे तो फायर करने से यहाँ ऑन हो जाएगा, यहाँ ऑन होने के बाद यहाँ तक ऑन रहेगा और यहाँ तक ऑन होने के बाद नेचुरली इसमें नेगेटिव साइकिल आ जाएगा, तो नेगेटिव साइकिल में यहाँ ये ऑटोमेटिकली ऑफ हो जाता है। यदि इंडक्टर सर्किट में जड़ा हुआ है जो अपन और डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे, यदि इंडक्टर है तो कुछ टाइम तक इंडक्टर इसको फोर्सफुली कंडक्शन में रखता है, उसके बाद यहाँ पे SCR ऑफ हो जाता है ऑटोमेटिकली और यहाँ से यहाँ तक ऑफ रहता है। तो इस टाइप पे यहाँ ऑफ हो जाना है, यहाँ ऑफ हो जाने के प्रोसेस को कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। और इस टाइप की कम्यूटेशन में जिसमें और कोई एडिशनल सर्किट की जरूरत नहीं होती और कोई एलिमेंट नहीं लगाते और कोई फायरिंग नहीं देते और कोई जो सर्किट नहीं लगाते और कोई अरेंजमेंट नहीं करते, उसको बोलते हैं नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन। सो ये होता है नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन। नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन के लिए क्या, नेचुरली रिवर्स साइकिल आनी चाहिए SCR के क्रॉस, नेचुरल रिवर्स होना चाहिए SCR के क्रॉस वोल्टेज, नेचुरली करंट डिक्रीज होनी चाहिए SCR के क्रॉस। तो इस टाइप की कम्यूटेशन को नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। तो ये जनरली कन्वर्टर सर्किट, साइक्लो कन्वर्टर्स जो लो फ्रीक्वेंसी कन्वर्टर्स होते हैं, कन्वर्टर सर्किट, साइक्लो कन्वर्टर जो लो फ्रीक्वेंसी कन्वर्टर्स होते हैं, AC वोल्टेज रेगुलेटर्स, इनमें नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन होता है। नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन किनमें होता है, कन्वर्टर्स में, कन्वर्टर्स, साइक्लो कन्वर्टर्स, AC वोल्टेज कंट्रोलर्स, इन सब में क्या होता है, नेचुरल कम्यूटेशन होता है। ऑटोमेटिकली SCR ऑफ हो जाता है, ऑटोमेटिकली रिवर्स साइकिल आ जाती है थेरेस्टर। ओके, फोर्स कम्यूटेशन होता है जिसमें नेचुरली ऑटोमेटिकली ऑफ नहीं होता, नेचुरली रिवर्स साइकिल नहीं आती, नेचुरली रिवर्स वोल्टेज नहीं आता, नेचुरली करंट जीरो नहीं होती, फोर्सफुली करना पड़ता है ऐसा, उसको फोर्स कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। फोर्स कम्यूटेशन किसमें होता है, इन्वर्टर सर्किट्स में, इन्वर्टर्स में, चॉपर्स में, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी साइक्लो कन्वर्टर्स में और SMPS पावर सप्लाई में इन सर्किट्स में हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी स्विचिंग में, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी स्विचिंग, ऐसे सर्किट्स जो होते हैं उसमें नेचुरली कम्यूटेशन नहीं होता है, तो फोर्सफुली सर्किट्स को ऑफ करना, फोर्सफुली ऑफ करना पड़ता है। फोर्सफुली मीन्स ये फोर्स कैसे होता है, या तो वोल्टेज उल्टा आ जाए, बीच एससीआर के क्रॉस पॉजिटिव वोल्टेज आता तो ऑन होता है और नेगेटिव वोल्टेज आ जाता तो ऑफ होने की कंडीशन में आता है। रिवर्स बाइस कर दिया जाए मीन्स बाहर से कोई एक्सटर्नल अरेंजमेंट करके और एससीआर के क्रॉस रिवर्स वोल्टेज लगा दिया जाए, उसको भी फोर्स कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। और इस टाइप के फोर्स कम्यूटेशन को वोल्टेज फोर्स कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। या एससीआर में से उल्टी डायरेक्शन में करंट फ्लो कर दी जाए, यदि करंट यूं जा रही है तो एक दूसरे कोई सोर्स लगा के उल्टी डायरेक्शन में करंट फ्लो कर दीजिए, जिसमें एससीआर में रिवर्स डायरेक्शन में करंट सर्कुलेट हो जाए, एससीआर उसका अपोज करे, फाइनली करंट जीरो हो जाए, उसको करंट कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। या लोड ऐसे सेटअप किया जाए कि लोड करंट को जीरो कर दे फोर्सफुली, तो उसको लोड कम्यूटेशन बोलते हैं। तो ये फोर्स कम्यूटेशन के मेथड्स, फोर्स कम्यूटेशन के मेथड्स, फोर्स कम्यूटेशन के मेथड। फोर्स कम्यूटेशन होता कहां है, फोर्स कम्यूटेशन होता कहां है? फोर्स कम्यूटेशन होता है चॉपर्स में, इन्वर्टर्स में, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी साइक्लो कन्वर्टर्स में, हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी स्विचिंग डिवाइसेस में, इसमें फोर्स कम्यूटेशन होता है। ये फोर्स कम्यूटेशन किस टाइप का होता है? टाइप ऑफ फोर्स कम्यूटेशन, टाइप ऑफ फोर्स कम्यूटेशन। फोर्स कम्यूटेशन के कौन कौन से टाइप होते हैं? एक होता है वोल्टेज कम्यूटेशन, वोल्टेज कम्यूटेशन। सेकेंड होता है करंट कम्यूटेशन। थर्ड होता है लोड कम्यूटेशन। तो इस टाइप के कम्यूटेशन होते हैं। वैसे कम्यूटेशन को क्लासेस में भी डिफाइन किया जा सकता है। क्लास ए कम्यूटेशन, क्लास बी कम्यूटेशन, क्लास सी कम्यूटेशन, क्लास डी कम्यूटेशन, क्लास ई कम्यूटेशन। अभी अपन केवल इस चैप्टर में दो टाइप के कम्यूटेशंस की स्टडी करेंगे, क्योंकि अभी अपन फर्स्ट चैप्टर ले रहे हैं एससीआर, इट्स फैमिली मेंबर एंड बेसिक्स ऑफ पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। कम्यूटेशन को अपन डिटेल में जब इन्वर्टर या चॉपर सर्किट्स पढ़ते हैं तो वहां कम्यूटेशन को डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे। अभी अपन बेसिक्स में पढ़ रहे हैं और बेसिक में थोड़ा सा कम्यूटेशन के बारे में स्टडी करना चाह रहे हैं कि कम्यूटेशन होता क्या और ये कैसे किया जाता है, हाउ वी कैन अचीव द कम्यूटेशन, व्हाट द कम्यूटेशन फिनोमेना। सो विल हैव द बेसिक आइडिया ऑफ द कम्यूटेशन. So later on we'll study in a detail what the commutation, how the commutation will perform. So in this chapter we'll study only the basic of the commutation. So firstly we are taking the force commutation. Natural commutation, it automatically take place when the reverse cycle, reverse voltage, naturally the AC voltage get reversed in the half of the cycle. In positive half it is the positive one, in the other one the positive. Natural commutation, you know, when this is the AC voltage is applied across any SCR, you know, this is the AC voltage is applied across any of the SCR. This is the SCR, this is the load, and this is the AC voltage is applied. AC voltage is having like this one nature. So for the first half means till this one means for first half the voltage is positive, means this is the forward bias. In the other one half means in the second half B by 2, in the second one half it is the reverse bias, it is the reverse bias. So in the reverse bias it automatically get turned off, automatically voltage get reversed. In the reverse half this is positive, this is negative, so the voltage comes over here is positive and voltage over here is negative, and current is flowing like this one. And this SCR having unit direction, SCR is the direction like this one, so it allows to pass the current in this direction only. This is the direction of current. It not allow to pass the current in this direction, not allowed. So it is a unidirectional device. It is a controlled unidirectional. It is controlled DC switch like. Diode is uncontrolled switch, it is the controlled switch, but both are unidirectional switch. So in the other one half of the cycle there is a flow of current like this one, it is not allowed, so it get turned off automatically. It get turned off automatically. So this type of the turning off process is known as natural turning off. So it is known as natural commutation. So natural commutation will take place. But what happens when the DC voltage is supplied? DC voltage at the input, if that is a DC the input and this is the SCR and this is the load. So here the DC voltage is this one. It never becomes negative. It never becomes negative. This is the DC voltage and it never becomes negative. So it remains positive. So here it is a positive and it is negative. So it always forward bias. Forward bias. There is no any reverse biasing. Reverse biasing never. Never. Reverse biasing never. So we have to make some arrangement over here. We have to connect a circuit over here. We have to make a circuit over here. And that circuit have some element, energy element or component, charge capacitor or inductor. So charge capacitor having the charge voltage and that voltage is the reverse. This may be the capacitor having the voltage like this one. This one. So this is connected across this one, so this voltage will be appears like this one. If there may be an inductor, there may be an inductor and that flow the current in this direction. So it try to flow the current through the SCR like this one. So it is the opposite directional current. So there may be energy storing element, it may be the capacitor, it may be the inductor, they allow the current in opposite direction. So when the opposite directional current or voltage will be appear across the main thyristor get turned on automatically. It is forcefully, not automatically, not naturally, forcefully by external arrangement. The force, the component. So this is the force circuit we know, this is the commutation circuit we know. So externally commutation circuit is applied and that circuit makes some arrangement after a particular duration of time in every cycle. So after every particular time duration it get be turned off, then on by the applying the firing pulse, then off for after fixed time, then on, then fixed time off, then on, after fixed time it will be off. So this type of the commutation is known as force commutation. So here in this chapter we will study the two types of the force commutation. One is the voltage force commutation and another is current force commutation. So we will first we are taking voltage force commutation. First we are taking voltage force commutation. Voltage force commutation. Voltage force commutation. So how we can do that? We will do that by applying the reverse voltage as the name indicates. We apply the reverse voltage across the thyristor, across the SCR, which is in the working condition, which is in the on condition. So by applying the reverse directional voltage will force SCR to get commuted. So this is known as voltage commutation. So the circuit arrangement for the voltage commutation is this one. So this is a source, that is DC. That is a DC source. And this is a main thyristor. That is the working condition. And there is a load. Okay. There is a load. Then a capacitor, a thyristor, a inductor and a diode. And like this. This is an external circuit, that is the voltage commutation circuit. This is a circuit written on a voltage commutation circuit is applied. So this thyristor is the main thyristor T1. This thyristor is the auxiliary thyristor, commutating thyristor. We can see this is a capacitor, this is the diode, this is the inductor, and here is a switch which is connected through a resistor, and connected once to charge the capacitor once in whole duration. You know, suppose that this is working for 3 hours, so once in a 3 hour it get on, so the capacitor get charged, and after the once it will be removed, and finally this capacitor charge and discharge in every 10 millisecond. In every 10 millisecond, suppose that we are having the frequency of 50 Hz, so the half of the cycle is 10 milliseconds. So this capacitor automatically charge, discharge, that happens in every 10 millisecond. So what happens initially when it will be turned on initially, so it gets charged like this one. Okay. So this is the computation circuit, this is the load, and there is a diode. This is a diode. This is known as freewheeling diode here. Freewheeling diode. When the main circuit is off, due to the load inductance, there is a freely current flow. Freely current. So it is known as freewheeling diode. Okay. So how it work? How it's work? So in first cycle of operation, here the current is coming and going to the load. Current is coming and going to the load. Current is coming from the source, going to the load. This capacitor is charged, positive and negative. This thyristor is turned on. This thyristor also is turned on. Give the signal to the thyristor so that there is a circulation of current like this. There is circulation of current like this. No. This thyristor cannot be turned on. Otherwise, the current in this direction not possible. So this thyristor is off. Okay. And this inductor and a capacitor and a diode. Diode is on. Why diode is on? Because the diode in forward bias. Because here is the negative voltage, across here this is the negative voltage, the negative, and here the positive voltage. So this is, so there is a flow of current. So the current in through this one, the main thyristor is the load current plus the current which is passing through the capacitor. This capacitor current. Okay. So these two currents. So here are the two current, main thyristor current and capacitor current. In the first mode of operation, is known as first mode of operation. In the first mode of operation, we will draw the systematic diagram or the waveform diagram. Then we can draw like this one. So there is a main thyristor 1. So that there is a current, that is the load current. The current is more than load current. Main thyristor current is more than load current, because this is the load current plus whatever the current will passes through due to the capacitor. And what about the capacitor voltage? Initially this is the capacitor voltage. But it get be reverse. It will get reversed. Okay. So the capacitor voltage get reversed. So when this cycle get completed, this voltage becomes positive and this voltage becomes negative. Okay. Then this diode get off. This diode get turned off. This current will become 0. Then the main thyristor current will remain same. The main thyristor current is I naught. This is the main thyristor, I naught. And voltage across this capacitor voltage remains the same. The capacitor voltage remains the same. The capacitor voltage. This is the voltage of the capacitor. Remains the same. This is what the capacitor voltage. Okay. So what will happen now? This current is 0. Now, this is after the second. This is the first mode. This is the second mode. Now the third mode. Mode 3. In third mode, when we give firing to this one, give firing pulse to this one. So this will be turn on. When the firing pulse is applied to the thyristor, when the firing pulse is applied to the auxiliary thyristor will be turn on. And due to turning on the auxiliary thyristor, there is a current. Current flow like this one. Current flow, you know that it is coming from the load side and current flow like this. And this is the current flow. Then what happens? The current is coming from this side. Current is coming in this side is going to decreases. So the main thyristor current is going to decrease. Main thyristor current is going to decrease. And voltage here going to, this is the voltage. So firstly it gets discharged. So voltage is going to decrease. Finally it gets the charges. Okay. Now its charge is going to start increasing and finally reach over here. So in the third, we are taking the whole third cycle. When we are taking slowly and slowly, this is the gate charging. In third of the cycle, it's slowly and slowly it's charging. In third cycle, it gets charged to the negative one. In third cycle, it gets charged like this. And main thyristor current is going to decrease. Main thyristor current is going to decrease. And current is shifted to the auxiliary thyristor. So it will draw the auxiliary thyristor current of auxiliary thyristor. So in the first of the cycle, there is no any current in the auxiliary thyristor. Zero current. In second one, no current. When it gets on, the current is going to start and shifted the whole load current. And now the current voltage is further going to increase. And current is further going to decrease. This is the auxiliary thyristor current. Current is further going to decrease. Further current is going to decrease and finally it turn off automatically. It gets turn off and the load current is flowing through the freewheeling diode. This load current is flowing through the freewheeling diode. So this is the voltage which is get charged and finally this is the fourth cycle, fourth mode of operation, fourth mode of operation. So this is the whole cycle in on a commutating cycle. This is the whole cycle this time in on a commutation time. So in commutation time, what the value of capacitor voltage change from minus Vc to plus Vc. From minus Vc to plus Vc. So the capacitor current is equal to C dV upon dt. And capacitor current is started from 0 to the load voltage, load current. So it is load current C, change in voltage twice of V naught or Vc divided by time in commutating time. So here the commutating time is equals to, here the commutating time is equal to 2CVC voltage across capacitor, which is nearly equal to the load voltage or source voltage divided by I naught. So this is the way we can find out the commutating time. So this is the way we can find out the commutating time. So this is the way we can understand the concept of voltage commutation. We can understand the concept of voltage commutation. Now we'll try to find out the current commutation, current commutating circuit. How the current commutation will take place? How the current commutation. How the current commutation. Current commutation. In current commutation, there is a circuit like this. This is the plus minus Vs, source voltage, plus minus source voltage. There is a main thyristor, auxiliary thyristor, capacitor, inductor, diode and a diode. This is the circuit arrangement. This is the circuit, and here a resistor for initially charging the capacitor, and here the load and a freewheeling diode. You know, the current commutation is more important and it somewhat complicated in understanding as compared to the voltage commutation. And it is required wherever the heavy loads is there, heavy load current is there. Very high load conditions, current commutation is required. Voltage commutation not fulfill the requirement, then current commutation is required. Heavy load circuits are there, then only the current commutation is useful. So the current commutation, you know, is the more complex circuit as compared to the voltage commutation. So what what we'll do, firstly charge this one capacitor. And here what we are doing in the inductor and capacitor, we are exchanging the energy from capacitor to inductor and inductor to capacitor. So that 1/2 L and I maximum, this is the inductor energy is equal to 1/2 C into V maximum square. So 1/2 get cancel out. So I maximum or peak value of the capacitor current is equals to, peak value of the capacitor current can be find out. I peak is equal to C upon this L under the root of V maximum. or value of the voltage can be find out from the vice versa. So the equation of the current at any time can be written down. Current at any time can be written down. Peak value of the current, that is under root C by L Vm sine of omega naught t. Here the omega naught is 1 upon under root LC. This is resonant circuit. So this is the commutation requirement. Okay. And here the capacitor current should be higher than the load current. Then only the capacitor current or commutating current should be higher than the load current, then the current commutation is possible. Otherwise, current commutation cannot be possible. So we will find out the value from here, about the value of inductor and capacitor. We will find out the peak value of the capacitor current should be higher than. So we can say peak value of capacitor current should be higher than the load current. So under root of L C upon L V maximum should be greater than I naught. So value of L minimum. The current is maximum, so inductor should be minimum. The minimum value of the inductor is, so minimum comes over here. Minimum value of the inductor should be less than. Minimum value of the inductor should be less than, or maximum value of the capacitor. Maximum value of the capacitor should be greater than. So we can see both the sides. So it is equal to Vp square C by I naught square. Or this is equal to I naught square upon into L by C. These are the different formulas we can have the value. So we can calculate the value. From these formulas we can easily calculate the value. How we can find out these values? The maximum possible value and minimum possible values. Okay. How the computation will take place? Initially what happens? There is a current is coming from here and going to the load. Like this one, current is coming from the source and going to the load through the main thyristor. This diode in the off condition, this auxiliary thyristor in the off condition, this diode in the off condition, this capacitor is charged one, and this inductor. So what we are doing to prepare this capacitor for commutation, we have to prepare the auxiliary thyristor is required to prepare the circuit for commutation. So to prepare, we will give the auxiliary thyristor the on signal in the first half of the first mode of operation. So when they give the cycle to this one, there is a current, and that current voltage, what it do is exchange the energy, and in the half of the cycle, the energy flow from capacitor to the inductor. So inductor stored the energy, in another one half of the cycle it changed the polarity of the capacitor, and capacitor voltage finally in the end of the first mode of operation, the capacitor voltage will be changed, reversed, and when it is get reversed, this auxiliary thyristor get turned off. This happens in the first mode of operation. Now we are in the second mode operation. Second mode. That was the first mode. Now we are in the second mode. So what happened in the second mode of operation? This is a positive. So it positive go over here or here. So due to this positive one, it get turned on. And when it get turned on, there is a current. And that current is the capacitor current. So here in the main thyristor there are two current. The main thyristor current is the load current minus capacitor current, commutation current. And slowly this current is going to increases. Slowly this current is going to increases. And when this current is higher than the load current, the current is not allowed by the main thyristor. When both are equal, the net current is 0. So when net current is 0, this gate will be on. And the additional current, even the capacitor required more current as compared to the load current, so that additional current will be passes through this circuit. And this is on. And main thyristor get off. During this mode of operation, in the half of this mode, the main thyristor get be off, and current is flow like this. So here the current is, both the currents are equal. One is I naught current, the IC current, they are equal, so net current passes through this one is 0. So it is. So here current is the diode current, which is equals to IC minus I naught. So here the current is I naught. Here current is IC minus I naught. So here current is IC and here current is I naught. So we can easily find out. Okay. So when thyristor get turned off, then what happens? Its polarity get charged, and then it get charged like this. When it getting positive charge, this IC current is going to decreases. Finally, this current is going to decreases, so that it is less than the I naught. So this diode will get turned off. Finally, this current is coming from here and going to there, and then it further going to increase the charges. This is the fourth mode operation. In the fourth mode operation, this capacitor get charged. Due to the charging current is decreasing, so this freewheeling diode allow the current, the load current. Okay, and at the final, there is no any current. This also get off. There is no any current because of this positive polarity. So finally, this will be off. Means this is the separate. Load is separated out. Means isolated from all the directions. So this is the current commutation, the total cycle of the current commutation. You will draw the cyclic representation of the current commutation. You will draw the cyclic representation of the current commutation. Then in first mode of operation, cyclic representation of current commutation will draw the different variation in the current of the different variation of the current cycles. Then it is like this one. It is like this one. So first current is, first what happens in the first cycle. The first of the cycle, this capacitor having the voltage like this one, the same voltage, and auxiliary thyristor gives the current. Auxiliary thyristor on, main thyristor is also on. So the one current is passing through the main thyristor, that is I naught, and auxiliary thyristor change the voltage. Why the auxiliary thyristor? Because this diode in the reverse bias, so it is not coming from the main thyristor. Okay, so auxiliary thyristor. So the main thyristor current is I naught. This is the main thyristor current. So the auxiliary thyristor current is like this. This is the auxiliary thyristor. And capacitor voltage is the capacitor voltage is it get reverse charge. This is the capacitor. Okay. Then in another half of the cycle, in next one, when it get positive charges or negative, what will happen? This get be off. Then it is positive one. In this one cycle, in the second mode of operation, this is all the capacitor is having the positive and it having the negative, so there is the current. And due to this, the negative direction of the current. Auxiliary thyristor current is 0. Auxiliary thyristor current is 0. Auxiliary thyristor current is 0. Main thyristor current is going to decreases. Main thyristor current is going to decrease. Capacitor current. We can say the capacitor current. Initially, the capacitor auxiliary thyristor current was the capacitor current. Initially, the auxiliary current was the capacitor current. So that we are taking the negative current. Now this is the current, which is a positive one. So up to this instant of time, it is equal to the load current, and it is higher than that. It is higher than the load current. So it happens before the half of the cycle. It happens before half of the cycle. So it becomes 0, then further increases, then further decreases, and further becomes 0. So it is the same. Okay. So when the capacitor voltage, so the capacitor voltage is going to change in the reverse direction. So here the capacitor voltage is minus, and here it becomes 0, and here it will be going to positive. So this time I am taking as a commutation time. This time I am taking as a commutation time. TC commutation. After this time, main thyristor current remains 0, auxiliary thyristor current remains 0, capacitor voltage remains constant, and this is the capacitor current is the load current. From here, the capacitor current is the load current. Load is shifted towards the capacitor, and the current is a load current. Now the load is shifted towards the diode. So the load is shifted towards the diode. Otherwise also, it is shifted here also. It is the load current and diode current. The remaining current is the diode. Okay. This is the value. So this value can be denoted by IC is equals to the peak current. So peak current is under root C by L V peak sine of omega naught T. This is the capacitor current. So it is started from here to here in on a commutation cycle. So this current is the diode current. This current is the diode current. So that current can be denoted like this one. The time is on a commutation time. Time is on a commutation cycle time. Okay. Time of known commutation cycle time, and you know the theta 1 angle. Here this angle is, this angle we can calculate. This angle is theta 1. So this theta 1 angle is equals to I peak sine of omega naught T1 that is T3 or whatever T3 time. We are taking this the T1, this is the T2, this is the T3, this is the T4 and this is the T5. So this is the T3. So this is the theta 1. So this is the theta 1 when the ratio, and this current is at the time theta 1, the current is, when the current is, this the angle is equal to theta 1, the current is load current, when this current is equal to load current. So the theta 1 is equal to sine inverse I load upon I peak. So this is the way we can find out the value of theta 1. So theta 1. So this is the total angle is 2 pi. So this angle theta 1, this angle also theta 1. So this is the pi minus 2 theta. Pi minus 2 theta 1. The angle, the commutation time. Omega naught T C is equal to this one. So TC is equal to, TC commutation time is equal to pi minus 2 theta 1 divided by omega naught. So it is equals to pi minus 2 theta 1 is sine inverse I naught upon IP divided by omega naught. You know what happens, how I am explaining, you know, when this current is equals to the load current becomes 0. You know, the one current is both currents are equal, the current passing through the thyristor becomes 0, and addition of the current is passing through the diode. So this addition of the current which is passing through the diode, the higher current, that higher one of this one is passing through the diode. Okay. So at that particular instant of time when theta 1, the both currents are equal. So I naught is equal to IP sine of theta 1. So here theta 1, I naught, the current is I naught. So this is the value of theta 1. So we'll put the value of theta 1. And this is the commutation time. So the commutation time is pi minus 2 theta 1. Pi minus 2 theta 1 is equal to omega into Tc. So this is the Tc is equal to this one, is equal to this one, is equal to this one. So this is the one way we can find out the commutation time, and this is the way we can represent the waveform diagram, and this is the way we can represent the circuit diagram. So this is the way we are representing the current commutation and voltage commutation of the thyristors. So we are explaining the way how the thyristor are get commutated from the current commutation and from the voltage commutations. When you want to study in detail, we will study all these commutations in the chopper circuits. When we will study the chopper circuit, in the chopper there is a topic that is known as commutation. This is the first chapter. The basics we are studying. Basic we will try to know what the commutation. So this is the whole about the commutation. We will not detail. Detail we will study in the choppers. So this is the almost the base of the commutation, what the voltage commutation, what the current commutation, how the commutation will going on. So this is the basics. So definitely you learn something about the commutation. You repeat the lecture and try to understand. If you are not getting the point, then definitely you will try to understand in the fourth chapter when I I will give the video about the fourth chapter, that is the chopper and its commutation circuit. I have a lot of experience to teach the power electronic circuit, so definitely you will enjoy this lecture. You share this lecture with your friends also, and definitely you will get a lot of subject on this channel. So subscribe it if not subscribed till now. And if you want to give the test, then give the test on the e-test series, R-test series, and evaluate your performance. So do your competitive examination preparation, do your university examination preparation, whatever the preparation you are doing, do well. Thank you. Thanks.